What's up, YouTube? It's Joel. Wow, the House has actually passed the huge $3.5 trillion budget reconciliation package with some huge stimulus for the American people. And not only that, they got the date set to vote for the infrastructure bill as well. So we're talking expanding Medicare, child care, and paid leave, an increase and extension to the earned income tax credit as well as the child tax credits. And they want to get more money into the households of Americans through more tax credits, or in other words, more stimulus checks. They're creating universal pre-K and free community college and so much more, which we'll get to in just a moment. But one thing is for sure, Chuck Schumer is big on climate, and a big part of this reconciliation bill is focusing on climate change. And Biden's got big goals for that, and this bill will help them get closer to meeting those goals. And then we got Bernie, who is going all out for these huge stimulus packages and wants to pass these as fast as possible because that means more money into Americans' pockets, and he actually wants to pass bigger reconciliation package. And we have great news for those looking for an increase that are on SSI, SSDI, and Social Security, with more senators and representatives pushing for an overhaul to those programs and a huge monthly increase. This is your stimulus and economic news update, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. And I do just want to say quickly that I'm sorry I haven't been uploading as much to the channel. I have been out of town at a funeral. A really close uncle of mine passed away from COVID, and we had to be there for the family and I had to travel out of town. But I do appreciate all your support and your understanding. But I do want to say thank you so much for all your support to the channel. Our goal is to hit 55,000 subscribers, and when we do, I'm going to give away another $500 to people on this channel. So in order to qualify, all you have to do is these three things. Number one, click the like button for this video. Number two, subscribe or be subscribed to the channel. And number three, comment on this video on a topic that we talk about. But I really appreciate everyone's support. But let's get right into it. So wow, they actually were able to negotiate and get this huge $1 trillion package passed in the House. They got it through the Senate, and now it's passed in the House. They passed it with 220 for it and 212 against it. So now that the Senate and the House have both passed the framework for the huge $1 trillion package, it is going to go back to the Senate for the final passage and text before it goes to the president to be signed. So Pelosi said, "I want to salute my caucus for the commitment to values that they are demonstrated in accepting the president's budget, the Build Back Better initiative. Again, it was a team effort for us to win the vote." So a lot of people were concerned whether there would be enough votes for the budget reconciliation package, but Pelosi made a deal with moderate Democrats in the House to vote on the $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill by September 27th. So they would have both of these bills passed essentially in tandem. But one thing though is that Pelosi is planning on having the entire budget reconciliation package paid for, which is great news for a lot of people considering we are already $28.5 trillion in debt as a nation. But she said, "I'd like to have it totally paid for. We'll see what is possible." Other Democrats have suggested that their spending plans may not be fully offset. So with that, they are looking to make some big changes for millions of Americans, but big stimulus is coming. One huge part is expanding Medicare. So this is already in the framework and would affect 60 million Americans. They have included to add dental, vision, and hearing coverage to Medicare benefits. And in addition to that, the age for when people would be eligible for Medicare would be lowered from 65 $260. Next is the child tax credit that has been sent out to parents in the form of monthly stimulus payments for each child. They are including an extension to the program for the next 4 years. The numbers are huge because of what's already been approved through the American Rescue Act earlier this year. Over 3 million children have been pulled out of poverty, and with this extension, this would keep that, and the credits, they would be kept at $3,600 for children 5 and under and $3,000 for kids between the ages of 6 and 17, compared to where they were at previously, which is with just at $2,000 for every kid. So super huge increases. But not only that, parents would be able to receive an additional $600 a month for child care support. The new paid leave, which is included in the framework, would allow for parents with new children to get paid leave for up to 12 weeks. So huge time to be able to stay home, still get paid, and take care of their kids. And for all those singles out there, because I know you're wondering, like, hey, where's my tax credit? Where's my stimulus? If you get the earned income tax credit, it would stay increased just like it was this year. So instead of it being only around $500 for that credit, it would be 3 times more than that, staying around the $1,500 mark to help put more money into your pockets. They have included the free pre-K kindergarten as well as free 2 years of community college. Now, I know I'm saying free, but it's coming from taxpayer dollars because it may be free to some, but somebody's got to pay for it. But we do have really good news for those that are on SSI, SSDI, and Social Security, because they are putting together the final text for this reconciliation bill. But you have senators like Sherrod Brown, who is working to do reform on these programs and get it updated for millions of Americans, and it's already in the works. Sherrod Brown said, SSI has been forgotten by Washington for years. I am pushing my colleagues to make sure that that doesn't happen again this time. I'm fighting to secure updates to the program. Getting this done, fixing this antiquated program could change millions of lives and is our best opportunity to right the wrongs of decades of neglect. So the biggest change where most of people would feel the impact is getting the payment per month raise to the federal poverty line, which would be an average increase of over $279 to all Social Security recipients. So, and also another change would be for the amount of assets that a person can keep. So right now they have it at $2,000, but changes are to make it to $10,000. So big changes and overhauls to that very outdated program that some of the rules haven't changed since 1989. But the thing is that when it gets back to the Senate for the final vote before it goes to the president, there are some moderate Democrats like Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin who have said that the bill is too high a price at $3.5 trillion. But this is a huge one because Bernie Sanders is coming out and saying that he has already negotiated and the amount stays at a minimum $3.5 trillion for the reconciliation package. And with him being the chair of the Budget and Finance Committee, he is holding firm on this amount. He said, I've already negotiated. The truth is we need more. The needs are there. This is, in my view, the minimum of what we should be spending. So he actually wants to spend more. And remember, he first started off with $6 trillion, but because of the negotiations, it has come down to $3.5 trillion. And some senators are saying that they were glad that he started off so high because they were able to negotiate to a 3.5 rather than a $2 or $1 trillion reconciliation package. But he is going all out to get this bill passed and going because it's going to be a huge legacy win for him and a huge win for a ton and millions of Americans. But he is very adamant on getting this passed. He said he won't let centrists shrink the bill. So a lot of people are looking for a forced stimulus check. So there's still the amendments part to getting this bill passed. Right now it's going back to the Senate, and there is a portion, a segment where they're going to go in to add amendments to the bill, to the final text, to be so that it can be made and voted on. And there we do have word from senators that they want to include a forced stimulus check. Now, the amount that we've been hearing is what we've been saying, in the amount of $1,200 for adults and $600 for children. Now, as things continue to heat up, we will see more and more texts come, and there's still hope for a forced stimulus check because there are progressive senators that want to see one in the American people's pockets through the reconciliation package like the one we had earlier this year. So a huge win for Biden is that this reconciliation package, and the reason being is for all the money that would be going towards helping American people, American families, but also in combating climate change. Chuck Schumer wrote in a letter to his colleagues, the bottom line is this: we have very little time to prevent the most horrendous outcomes for our children and grandchildren. But if we act now and act boldly, we can mitigate the worst effects of climate change and own the 21st century clean energy economy. So there's two parts that make up the majority of the total emissions reductions that's being included in both the infrastructure bill and the reconciliation bill. One is the Clean Electricity Payment Program, and the other is the Senate's Clean Energy and Vehicles Tax Package. So this would help to provide clean energy, clean electricity to people throughout the U.S., and it would also provide major tax incentives for those purchasing electric vehicles. And they also got over $7 billion to build electric vehicle charging stations across the U.S. So all in all, there will be billions of dollars used to combat climate change. But I do want to hear your thoughts on all this spending and these bills actually getting passed. And what do you think is the most important aspect of these bills? And is there anything that they're missing? Let's put that all down in the comment section and we can talk about it from there. But please, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all stimulus and economic news that affects you, and learn how to build some wealth. This is Joel with True Life Investing. Until next time, peace out.